567 died, 2,300 shot. So when you factor in your Afghanistan stats, how many American soldiers were shot? That's how I'd like to do it. Do numbers. Let's not follow these talking mannequins. And by the way, what's with Flannery's hair? The penciled-in mustache, the weak comb-over. It's ridiculous. And he's supposed to be the closest we have to a conservative. That's how you know we're done. It's like what you're talking about, Arroyo. What's the problem? His wife was a lobbyist. He was doing a shortcut. How many Illinois Republicans have brothers that are lobbyists?
Yeah, excuse me. He was a lobbyist, too. And thanks for the call, Sean. And the idea that you can be a sitting state legislator and a lobbyist, too. You can be an alderman and the idea that you can be elected official while you're lobbying other units of government that you have influence on. I mean, that's just typical of the kleptocracy. Chicago values.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
We'll talk about the NBA's values with Joe Concha, media reporter, columnist for The Hill. Charles Barkleys tells Mike Pence to shut his mouth. I don't think so at 8:38.
And then later, another reason why Dan Proft is single. But first, let's get into the newsroom. Here is Mike Scott.
Dan and Amy, good morning. Good morning, everyone. We have light rain showers and 36 degrees. It's not too early for winter, apparently. Sugar Grove, Waukegan, Dixon this morning, all receiving a touch of snow. Chicago Teachers Union in the city expected to resume contract talks later today following a marathon session at the bargaining table yesterday. It actually ended early this morning after 16 hours of talks. Wildfires continue to ravage parts of California. Not only are folks there dealing with devastating blazes and hundreds of thousands without power, but there are more high winds expected to re-enter California today. A high-level current White House national security official will meet with Congress today, part of that impeachment inquiry led by Democrats into President Trump. A Texas police officer remains in critical condition after being shot at an early morning traffic stop near Dallas-Fort Worth. The officer has not yet been identified and is undergoing surgery. The CEO of Chicago-based Boeing says mistakes were made. Dennis Muhlenberg will testify today and tomorrow at 2 congressional hearings. He'll apologize and read from a prepared statement about 2 deadly plane crashes 5 months apart. Elmhurst College remains closed today. Officials investigating threatening graffiti messages found on the west suburban campus. And a Gary, Indiana man has been charged in the shooting deaths of 3, then setting a fire that destroyed the home occupied by the victims. Reginald Carter fatally shot his girlfriend and 2 family members on Friday. Lake County prosecutors say the 31-year-old has been charged with 3 counts of murder. Knicks rally from 18 down to beat the Bulls in New York, 105-98. The news service of Panera Bread. At Panera, get breakfast that's fast, not fast food. Try a new Chipotle chicken scrambled egg and avocado breakfast wrap. Pair it with a premium, freshly ground, freshly brewed coffee, all ready to go with the push of a button. Panera, food as it should be. 8:32 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
All right, if your roof's needy, you can call Crumweedy. Hey, Sean Hannity here. If your roof is leaky, if the shingles are curling, or if your roof isn't right after storms, then you need to call Crumweedy with roofing companies. And the difference is, of course, installation. Now, Crumweedy, they know that, and that's why they follow the manufacturer's specifications, so your warranty is totally intact. And many companies don't do that, and that could void your warranty. If you hate high-pressure sales tactics, not from Crumweedy. They give you good, better, best options. You make the choice, no pressure. Crumweedy is a roof that lasts at a fair price. Now, Mark Olson and Greg Olson of Crumweedy, they lead this 3rd-generation family business that's been doing Chicagoland roofs since 1953. Now, they fix roof problems, so if your roof is needy, call Crumweedy. That's 630-595-8020. That's 630-595-8020. They're online, of course, at myroofisneedy.com.
Raj Shah, host of Secure Retirement Radio.
I spoke to one person and, I asked him a simple question is, what do you want to do with your retirement? And he said, I want to protect it. Because if it does go down and not come back, do you have enough time in the market to recover those losses?
Tune in for Secure Retirement Radio with Raj Shah, Chicago's safe money strategist. Sunday mornings at 7 here on AM 560, The Answer.
You love listening to AM 560, The Answer. How would you like to work for us? If you have experience in sales, we'd love to talk to you. You already understand our mission and what we do, so now maybe you'd like to join our team. If you have sales experience, and specifically if you understand digital marketing, we might have a job for you. If you love us, come join us. It could be a life-changing opportunity for you. For more information, just go to the Careers tab at salemmedia.com.
My name is David Hochberg. If you'd like to pay off debt, call Team Hochberg now about a cash-out refinance. During September, Team Hochberg helped listeners convert over $1.3 million of their home's equity into cash to pay off credit cards, student loans, car loans, medical bills, collections, and IRS tax liens, which saved them over $12,000 a month. Since January, Team Hochberg has reduced listeners' payments over $137,000 a month for an annualized savings of over $1.6 million a year. Seriously, what are you waiting for? Call Team Hochberg now to do a cash-out refinance to pay off debt and substantially lower your monthly payments. Think of all the things you could do with an extra couple $100 up to $2,000 a month you'd be saving. Call Team Hochberg now at 855-56-DAVID or visit 56david.com. Team Hochberg has helped thousands of AM 560 listeners, but we can't help if you don't call 855-56-DAVID or visit 56david.com. Homeside Financial Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1124061.
8:35 AM 560 Traffic Center time, and here is Jim Telemonte.
Inbound Eden's delays start at Devon, 26 minutes. Lake Hook to Montrose. The Kennedy, 55 minutes. O'Hare to downtown, 41 from Montrose, 31 of the Express. Eisenhower, an hour and 15 minutes, 390 to downtown, and 55 minutes from Manheim. Outbound, an hour and 5 minutes to 390. Stevenson, an hour 25, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Ryan, 32 minutes from 95th. Bishop Fort Brutal, an hour, 80-94 to the merge. Southbound Lakeshore Drive is heavy Foster to North Avenue, northbound from the Stevenson to Jackson. Northbound Tri-State delays, Cicero to 31st, and from the Reagan Tollway to Lawrence. Southbound 120 to Deerfield. Northbound Veterans Memorial jammed. I-55 to St. Charles, and from the Army Trail Toll to 290. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560 The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. From the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center, a shower in the area through the morning, chilly. Clouds may break for a little bit of sunshine by the afternoon, but only a high of 44. Occasional rain and snow overnight, low of 34. Currently 36. Next news at 9. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Papa Nicholas Coffee. Papa Nicholas, great coffee, period.
Let freedom ring this afternoon at 2 with Sean Hannity on AM 560, The Answer.
Top of the morning, Dan and Amy. I told you I went to Bulls home opener on Saturday night.
And took a nap, right? Or did you read a book?
That is such a terrible product. I mean, the good news, there were no Hong Kong protesters, of course, because we only tolerate protests for more government in Chicago, so they knew they wouldn't get much support here. But also, you don't have any players on the Bulls that have appeal in the Chicago market.
Right.
Much less the American market, much less the Chinese market. So there's not much at stake, although that didn't encourage any Bulls to come forward.
Yeah, but people like to cheer for a hometown hero. So when you had, Derrick Rose, when you had people that were from here, it was exciting.
Yeah, it was
Dwayne
exciting
Wade.
for one season with Derrick Rose. It was exciting for one season with Dwayne Wade.
But it was, at least he was here.
I mean, that is a bad basketball team. I'm just forewarning you. They're not a very good shooting team. There is no frontline defense. The only player who does anything going to the basket is Zach LaVine. And I know there's high hopes for Kobe, but he ain't no Kobe Bryant. Whew. It's going to be a long year. And that's against the backdrop of the
and how
Bears
were the fans,
fizzling,
though?
Too.
Were they sleeping?
They were perfectly attentive to the
mediocrity.
to the Lovables. to the
T-shirt
gymnastics.
T-shirt
cannons that got them very excited.
Okay,
to the gymnastics interludes. Yes, the interregnums.
Is Benny the Bull still there?
When they weren't playing basketball, it was fun.
Oh, okay, that's what you're saying.
It's just the basketball portion of the evening that's the problem. Charles Barkley commenting on Mike Pence, commenting on the NBA's cowardice in apologizing, lying supine, as did LeBron James and James Harden before Chinese communists. But Barkley doesn't want Mike Pence chiming in. This is a matter for NBAers only.
Vice President Pence needs to shut the hell up. These holier endowed politicians, if they so want to worry about China, why don't they stop all transactions with China? I think it's unfair for them to do all their business in China, and just because this thing happened, try to make the NBA and our players look bad. All American companies do business in China.
Well, not all American companies do business in China, but he does raise the issue of the limits of being blindly pro-capitalist. Should there be consideration for human rights? And by the way, Mike Pence isn't making the NBA look bad. No politician is. The NBA made the NBA look bad.
Yeah.
For more on this topic, we're pleased to be joined by Joe Concha. He's a media reporter and columnist for The Hill, host of WOR Tonight on 710 WOR in NYC. That would be New York City. Joe, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Of course. And just to touch on your Bulls for a second, and I'm sorry to hear that they're that bad. I knew they'd be bad, but I guess seeing them in person, now you know what's going on. I'm literally looking at a picture. I'm doing this interview from my home. It's of Michael Jordan in 1998, and you see the shot clock. It's down to 6 seconds left in the game. It's at Utah, Game 6.
Yes.
And the ball's leaving his hand. And the picture is taken from behind Jordan. So you see all of Utah in terms of the crowd in the background, right? And the people that are crying and just have their hands over their mouth, and the ball's just leaving Jordan's hands, is one of the great shots you'll ever see. I recommend people Google it. You could find it, because they all know the ball's going in.
Well, we all know it well here in Chicago.
Incredible. Women crying. What's that?
That was back in the time in the NBA and in Chicago, led by Jordan's protocol that Republicans buy sneakers too, where they were less focused on virtue signaling political stunts and more focused on winning championships. So that's a bygone era these days, Joe.
Dan, that is a great, what we call in the business, a pivot, right? You're saying, get back on Barkley, Concha. Stop talking about Jordan. I get it. So you seamlessly did that. Don't think I didn't notice that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, look, the reason why people have a problem with NBA players and coaches so much on this particular issue is because they have been so sanctimonious and so pious when it comes to issues here at home, where they're more than happy to take a side, particularly in North Carolina with the bathroom bill. Remember, you can only use a bathroom of your legal gender that's on your birth certificate. The NBA had such a problem with that, taking a side, that they decided to pull their All-Star game out of Charlotte. In Arizona, Jan Brewer had some sort of executive order to limit illegal immigration. They had such a problem with that they spoke out against the Phoenix Suns. We hear everything that Steve Kerr and LeBron James and even Charles Barkley have to say about the current administration and this president, and in this case with Barkley, Mike Pence. And isn't that funny? Charles Barkley telling Mike Pence to shut the hell up when Barkley has made quite the second career